Thank God. You want to celebrate Christmas? You want to celebrate Thanksgiving? You want to celebrate all the holidays that celebrate your destruction? Guess what? I'm going to give you somebody that's going to destroy you. You know how your father used to say, okay, stop crying. I'm going to give you a reason to cry. The heathen are our reason to cry. Now read that.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
So it was the Lord who sent them against us because of our sin. We got to take accountability for that. Read.
In hunger.
So who do we have to go through for our when we hungry? Walmart, all that. Costco, all that. Read.
And in thirst.
And in thirst. Who we paying our water bills to? He know. King David know. Read.
And
come back, King David. Come back. I got something for you. Read.
And in nakedness, and in want of all things.
And in want of all things. God said that we was going to go to him for our politics, for the religion, for everything. We was going to have to go to him. So guess what? What's the solution now? What is our solution to going back to God? That's going to get us back to God and let him take these folks up off of us and make us rulers again. Deuteronomy 7 and 6, and I want to hear what you say. Building our own nation. The first scripture I went to was talking about rebuilding. How you doing, family? Come on up. We your family. We your kinfolk. Come on up. We got to rebuild the nation of Israel. That's what he just said. But we got to know who the nation of Israel is. Read that.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6.
This is what God said about you, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Read.
For thou art an holy people.
Family with the mask on. God says you are a holy people. Read.
Unto the Lord thy God.
You are special. Read.
The Lord thy has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
God chose you to be a special people unto himself. So we can't be following the enemies. We can't be following all the people who oppressed us and expecting to get up out of the condition God put us in because of our disobedience. Read.
Above all people.
Hey, you believe in equality between the races? You believe in equality between the races? You think we all equal? King David?
I'm feeling like, no, we supposed to be, we more superior.
That's right, Kenyatta. This is what God said about you here.
Above all people.
No, equal to.
Above all people.
The Israelites are equal to everybody. Nah, you tripping, bro.
Above all people.
God says that you are above all people.
That are upon the face of the earth.
That are upon the face of the earth. Ain't no white LeBron James, no white Michael Jordan, there's no white Michael Jackson.
That's right.
One thing, we supposed to be righteous, though.
But what is righteousness?
Bring it out.
Deuteronomy, get that. Read.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and verse 25. And it shall be our righteousness.
See, we go to the scriptures for every answer. That's why we becoming kings again. Read.
If we observe to do all these commandments.
Observe to do what?
All these commandments.
No, some of them.
If we observe to do all these commandments.
We got to do all God's commandments like the first covenant said. Like it said in Deuteronomy 28 verse 15. We got to do God's commandments now.
Come on.
We got to stop making excuses for why we stealing, why we killing, why we just trying to make it and survive. That's the thing that's killing us.
That's right.
So now get a commandment. Now, Leviticus. Yes, sir. Leviticus. Give me that Leviticus 25 and
21 and
5. Leviticus 21:5. We're going to get y'all a couple commandments because this is the royal law that y'all been separated from. We finna give it back to you because y'all some damn kings. Give a damn what nobody told you. Read.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 21 and verse 5. They shall not make baldness upon their head.
So you got hair on your head. You got hair on your head, right? All right, but check this out.
Neither shall I shave off the corner of their beard.
Neither shall we shave off our beards. What is your beard? It's a manly badge of dignity. Why do you shave your face, sir? King David. So why did you say you shave off your face? Who said to?
White people, they say shit.
Your enemies. Why? Because guess what? We was kings when we was in Israel, when we commuted all the way down to the west coast of Africa, trying to save our lives from the Romans. Guess what? We was kings then. But guess what? What did they first do when we was on them slave ships? They shaved our faces off and called us boys.
That's right.
Call us boys.
That's right.
Because you can't call a man a boy and believe it if he got a full beard on.
That's right.
Why you think in Hollywood today, whenever you see a white man next to a black man, they'll give the white man a beard, but they'll have the black man shave his face off. Because they have to make the white man seem more masculine.
Right.
You understand? So God said what?
They shall not make baldness upon their head, neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard.
We can't be shaving off our head and we can't be shaving off our beard because that's our manly badge of dignity, and the shaving of the head comes from the Egyptians. God saved us from the Egyptians. Go ahead. No, you can trim it up. I'm trimmed up. You know what I'm saying? My beard ain't perfect. Ezra 5:1. You can't do like the DMX with the
Ezekiel 5:1.
Yeah, get that. You can't do the chin strap like DMX. You can't cut your beard off and just have a little squiggly line. You gotta line it up on the edges and keep it neat. You can trim it down, you can make it stylish, but no shaving of it. You know what I'm saying? You are a man of God. That's your manly badge of dignity. Read.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 5, and verse 1.
Read.
And thou, son of man, take thee a sharp knife. Take thee a barber's razor, and cut it to pass upon thine head and upon thy beard.
So not shaving, not using the razor to cut your beard off, but to just line him up, edge him up, make him look nice. Y'all got questions?
I got one thing.
Yeah, go ahead, Earl.
Okay, like, with Moses, right?
Yeah.
When they went to the land of Israel or Canaan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? God, he could have fought for the Israelites, right? He could have wiped them out with the snap of a finger, right?
Yeah.
But God gave it to us to do.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
So.
I mean, like.
Wiped out who? Who are you talking about wiping out?
The Canaanites.
The Canaanites, right? Yes, he gave it to us to do.
Right.
To war.
He said he wasn't gonna. He ain't gonna fight for you. You gonna have to fight for yourself.
Well, he does both. But he wanted
fight.
to teach us. He wanted to teach us something. He wanted to teach us how to war. You understand? It was like Joshua. What is that? 3. Get that.
It's the book of Joshua, chapter 1, and verse 6.
This is the reason why he didn't just do it for us. Read.
Be strong and of a good courage. For unto this people
6,
shalt thou divide for an inheritance the land, which I swear unto their fathers to give them. Only be thou strong and very courageous.
So he was trying to teach us war. He knew when you actually got to make something happen, you got to show a strength of faith. You got to show your strength in faith. So guess what? If he just gave it to us and we just walked in, we wouldn't even appreciate it. So if we fought for that thing and had to shed blood and had to learn, when we go to war, we learn about ourselves. You understand? And when we do what God says, that's keeping his commandments.
Right.
So we're building ourselves in faith and in spirit. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Did you have any more up on that?
This is fast forward. Like,
Yeah.
let's say, y'all call them the so-called Israel. The so-called Jews.
So the so-called, so those are Israelis. Those are Edomites. Right? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, and them, they send their kids to school, they prepare themselves.
Right.
To be bankers, shit like that, so they can rule over the world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And
Thank you, bro.
they done did that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They, they're the bankers. Oh, excuse me. My bad.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they seconds and everything else. So, you know what I mean? But us,
Look at that, Deuteronomy 28, verse 43.
It's like we not trying to go to school to be what God wants us to be the head.
Right. So guess what? When it comes, all right, in slavery, what happened if they found us?
Freedom now to go to school to
Right.
be there.
Right, but in slavery for 400 years, were we encouraged to read?
Oh, no.
Were we encouraged to? What would happen if we read? If they caught us reading?
They kill you.
They kill you. They beat you to death. So there's a thing called what is it called? Racial memory, right? Where the things that your ancestors went through
But look at our
still
leader,
affects you today.
Martin Luther King, he didn't direct us towards that. You know what I mean?
Right.
They the voice.
Right.
He was like the talented temp, so he keeping certain shit from us. He put it in a book, like said, okay, well, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be some of us that just wanna just dance and just play and all this and that, but it's gonna be some of us that's gonna get the education and shit like that.
Right.
And
But here's the thing. If we're in poverty as a people, how much does education cost?
Oh, it costs a lot.
Why do they make it cost so much? If it's for us, if they're keeping us in poverty, but they also know that education is going to be the key to get up out of it. Then guess what? Why do they make it $50,000 of debt for you to be able to do so? Read that. I'm gonna show you.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 43.
Yes,
the
sir.
stranger that is within thee.
The strange people that are within us, that are not of us, the Israelis, the Ashkenazi, the fake Jews, the Moabites, Arabs, read.
Shall get above thee very high.
So they're going to get above us very high because wow, we were ruling over all of them at that time. So God said they're going to get above you very high because of your sins. That's why, right? Read.
And thou shalt come down very low.
We're going to come down. One of the curses is that we would come down very low and we will despise education. And I'm not talking about the white man's education. I'm talking about the truth of the Bible. Because this is where it all comes from. If you get an education and don't know who you are, where you come from, only thing you're going to be good at is building up their nation. That's it. So your people will never benefit. You understand? Joshua 1:8. So we would never, so the white man's plan is to keep us in sin, keep your beard shaven, keep your women ruling over you, keep you smoking weed. You smoke? Drinking is fine. Do you get drunk? You get drunk? Okay, we got to deal with that. Yeah. So give me that. Ephesians 5:14. That's good. Oh no. What is that?
1 Peter 5:8 is
First Peter 5:8 is what I want. So we got to understand that you are the temple of God. It's okay to drink, but it's not okay to be drunk. And if you're not at a point where you can drink a little bit without getting yourself over to that other side, you got to let it all go. And for a time until you can strengthen your spirit stronger than your faith. Stronger than your flesh. Give me that 1 Peter 5:8.
It's the book of 1 Peter.
You smoke? You drink? Good. Okay. Read.
It's the book of 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8.
Read.
Be sober. Be vigilant.
You got to be sober, bro, at all times because you at war. Right. We already showed you who your enemies is. That's it. You at war right now, and the enemy is at war against you, and it's a spiritual war through their media, through their social media, through all through your women. Your women are their biggest tool against you to keep you here in this fleshly life, in this poverty. So you got to be what?
Be sober. Be vigilant.
So you can be vigilant and be circumspect and understand that everything that's set up in this world shouldn't be no stores open today because it's the Sabbath day.
That's right.
We're not supposed to be buying, selling, cooking, or working on the Sabbath day.
Right.
But everything is open, encouraging you to break God's laws.
Come on.
But you're not circumspect unless you're sober. Read.
Because your adversary, the devil.
Your enemy, the devil, which is the so-called white man, the devil, the deceiver, the one who gave you a false Christ, a white Jesus.
Right.
That man right there, he's your enemy. What is he doing?
As a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
So when you look at the UN, United Nations, you look at all of these secret council meetings, they're talking about how to keep you in sin. That's why it's okay for you to have porn on the web, on the internet, but if you say you're the real Jews and you're the Israelites, they'll go ahead and ban you.
That's right.
And cancel you.
That's right.
You understand?
Right.
It's okay to have Sexy Red and all of them rappers twerking, but guess what? And it's okay for them to be promoting abortion, but guess what? If you call yourself the real Jew, and if you start telling your people what they need to do to come out of sin, then guess what? They're gonna cancel you. So you gotta stop getting drunk, bro. Give me that 1 Corinthians 3:16. You gotta start dealing with yourself and dealing with your body as the temple of God, because that's what it is. You gotta stop getting drunk. Read.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 16.
Know
ye not that ye are the temple of God?
Don't you know? Your name slipped. Kenyatta. Don't you know, Brother Kenyatta, Brother David, that your body is the temple of God? Read that.
Know ye not that ye are the temple of God? And that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you?
Have you ever sat? What would you do if you was in a church or a building praying, and then smoke started coming up and it started to flood? What would you do? You try to get up out of there. So when you flood in your body and your mind and your system with alcohol, what the Spirit of God gonna try to do? It's gonna leave. And guess what? When it leaves, other spirits gonna come in. That's why when brothers get drunk, they start beating on their woman. They start starting fights. It's called spirits for a reason. Read.
If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy.
So God's gonna destroy you. How? He gonna destroy you by what's he gonna do? Give you a DUI. Take your license away. You get drunk, you end up getting into an accident, you die that way. Liver disease. You understand? All these different things that happen to us, heart disease. You understand?
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is